I used to spend my time worrying my mind if someone didn't like me, wondering what did I do to offend you. I don't think you even know me. I couldn't sleep at night, my stomach knotted tight. What if you believe a lie? And suddenly it occurred to me that it doesn't matter why, since I'm the only me that there will ever be. I'll be me fearlessly without apology. I'm here to express love, divine love from above. What you choose to do, well, hey, that's up to you. We come here to this earth, the moment of our birth, to create a unique story, to experience life, its harmony and strife, and bring divine light with its glory. I'm not meant to be you or do the things you do. My journey has to be my own. It's my job, you see, to love you endlessly. The rest I'll leave alone, since I'm the only me that there will ever be. I'll be me fearlessly without apology. I'm here to express love, divine love from above. What you choose to do, well, hey, that's up to you. We all learn lessons now, let's not judge why or how. We're all where we're supposed to be. It'll all work out, I've got no doubt, if you'll be you and I'll be me. Since I'm the only me that there will ever be, I'll be me fearlessly without apology. I'm here to express love, divine love from above. What you choose to do, well, hey, that's up to you.
Thank you, Crystal. Between Crystal's beautiful song and Louise's earlier meditation, I don't know if I need to speak. I think they've covered really everything. Good morning. Good morning. There is an old Taoist story that is well known, and there are multiple versions of it, but I wanted to read a version that seems to be the oldest I could find, so I assume it's closest to being accurate. A righteous man lived near the border. For no good reason, his horse ran off into barbarian territory. Everyone felt sorry for him, but his father spoke to him saying, "Who knows if that won't bring you good luck?" Several months later, his horse came back with a group of horses. Everyone congratulated him, but his father spoke to him saying, "Who knows if that won't bring you bad luck?" Now, a rich house has good horses, and son loved to ride, but he fell off one of the new horses and broke his leg. Everyone felt sorry for him, but his father spoke to him saying, "Who knows if that won't bring you good luck?" A year later, the barbarians from nearby invaded across that border. All the adult men strung up their bows and went into battle. 9 out of the 10 border residents were killed, except for the son and his father because of the broken leg and the father tending to the son. They were both protected and they both survived. Hence, bad luck brings good luck, and good luck brings bad, and it happens without end, and nobody can estimate it. This story is meant to invoke the sense of silver linings or blessings in disguise, and it goes by many names that also refer to that. We so often look at our circumstances and we pass judgment on our circumstances, not from a place of spiritual discernment, but from a place of ego, wanting to label our circumstances as good or bad. And the thing is, we don't know where we are in that cycle. We want to say one is better than the other, or one is less than the other, or maybe they're just equal. That greater than, less than, equal to evaluation that our ego constantly does. And it's not just our circumstances. I wish we could limit it to that. We do it with people all the time. Greater than, less than, equal to. We do it with ourselves. We pass judgment all the time. 2 weeks ago, Louise gave a lovely talk on gravitating toward joy. And Michael, just last week, gave a stirring talk on living in the heart of God, and especially moving from fear to awe and being able to refocus on the awe of the divine. There's an article that I read it's available on unity.org if you want to read the entire article, but it is from the author Dennis Portnoy, who is a psychologist. Here's a section of what he says in this article called Discovering Your Intrinsic Self and How We Learn to Define Our Self-Worth. Too often, our culture and our parents send us a powerful message that our worth is all about what we do rather than who we are. Although striving to do well and having aspirations are important, we need not see ourselves as deficient when we fall short of a desired goal. Your value does not depend on how well or how often you express your inner qualities. Your value is simply inherent, whether you express it or not. For example, if you're intelligent, your inherent worth does not increase simply because you received good grades. If you are alone on a desert island, you are just as worthwhile as when you are using your intrinsic qualities to contribute to society. Connected to your intrinsic self, you and you alone define what makes you worthwhile rather than others' perceptions of you. And I think that concept, what he just talked about, ties in, for me at least, beautifully with this month's affirmation and word. Our word for this month is beauty, and that affirmation is nature's beauty reflects my own true nature. We can so often see that beauty of nature. Making sure that we see it inside ourselves is another point. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, to be kind of the heart of Unity, the Unity movement, I think of Charles Fillmore as a very heady, idea-oriented person. He has some wonderful ideas, but Myrtle is just this loving presence in this movement. She said, "Nature is surely the glorified face of God. See the beauty about you and see the manifestation of the infinite mind." So if we can see that beauty in nature, and I think we often can, right? We look at the fall foliage that's out right now. It's gorgeous. We see that glory in that. You look at an ocean, you look at the majestic mountains, you look at any of that, and we see this grandeur and the glory of the divine. Even in the smaller things, a small nautilus shell, anything that is nature, we can see the beauty of the divine. Getting to see that same beauty in each and every one of us, ourselves included, is a little harder for us. And I'm not sure why. If we can see it outside, why can we not see it inside? There's a Ram Dass quote that I adore. I've used it before. It should be familiar to some of you. Ram Dass said, I say quote, but it's a little lengthy quote. He said, "When you go out into the woods and you look at trees, you see all of these different trees. Some of them are bent, some of them are straight, Some of them are evergreens, some of them are whatever. And you look at the tree and you allow it. You see why it is the way it is. You sort of understand that it didn't get enough light, and so it turned that way. And you don't get all emotional about it. You just allow it. You appreciate the tree. The minute we get near humans, you lose all of that. And you are constantly saying, you're to this, or I'm to this. That judgment mind comes in. And so I practice turning people into trees, which means appreciating them just the way they are, which is a beautiful thought. And I think that also gets back to what that author, Dennis Portnoy, was talking about in that article on unity.org, and certainly also gets back to what Michael was talking about last week, that sense of moving from fear to awe, right? Moving from seeing lack, seeing less than, and understanding the glory and the beauty of what is there. We see a bent, gnarled tree, and we can see the beauty in that. But we see a bent, gnarled person, whether physically or emotionally, and we immediately associate that with lack, not glory, not awe. That same beauty is there. It is intrinsically there. They are whole. You are whole. There's nothing that you can do to change that. You will always be a whole human being. This year has been so traumatic for so many people. It's been a year of loss. It's been a year of change. It's been a year of terrible events made worse by a very divisive political season. But as a Taoist story once told me, who knows if that won't bring good luck? Myrtle Fillmore, that beautiful heart of unity, also said, "You do not have a problem except the one that is in your mind, and you put it there." Ouch, right? For this loving person, that is a kick to the gut. It's like, oh, Myrtle, how dare you call me on my stuff, right? Your problem is in your mind, and you put it there. Now, that doesn't mean we didn't have help putting it there. There are people who will help us put unhealthy thoughts in our mind, but we allow it to live there. We have to be the ones to take responsibility for that problem showing up in our mind. We have put it there. Dennis Portnoy, the author I mentioned earlier, mentioned in that article some work with clients. And some of the methods that he uses are obviously related to unity principles in affirmations and denials. And I want to talk first about the affirmations, because that's the order that he talks about them in. He recommends that we individually look at ourselves and that we list five intrinsic values that we bring to this life, things that are just part of us. So for me, I might say, I really like to learn. I like learning new things. I like studying things and having revelations and aha moments. I like learning. I think that is a worthwhile value. Similarly, I like teaching. I like getting people to think about things in new ways. I like people to learn new skills. I like people to learn that they are more capable than they ever knew they were because I helped them do something. I think those are both decent, intrinsic values that I can look at in myself, and I would list those. Five, it starts getting hard. One or two, I can do. Five, that's tougher. But he recommends that we list those five and that we do mirror work with them. Some of you are familiar with mirror work, some of you are not. But what that means, in this case, from his point of view, place yourself in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye, and you state declaratively, I am these things. And he also wants you to finish, after you list your five, saying, I am all these things, say, and this is what really makes me a worthwhile human being. He also acknowledges it will feel odd or silly, stupid at first. You may also have that little voice in the back of your head that goes, no, you're not. No, you're not. Or, sometimes just as bad, yeah, you might be these things, but look at all these terrible things you are. We get those voices, that ego voice that comes in that works against us, that thought that we allowed ourselves to put in our head, even if we had help. But you do the work. Do that mirror work, and you will find that the longer you do it, the less you hear those other voices. And he also makes the point that this is not some puffery, some fluffing up. It's not meant to be, oh, look, I only have good qualities. We're not saying that. What you're saying is, I'm a whole person, and I may have things that challenge me. I may have let people down at times, whatever. But these things make me a very worthwhile human being. Even if I don't get to practice them, these are things that make me worthwhile and give me intrinsic value. And everybody has them. Everyone. Now, with affirmations, we know in the unity movement, denials come in there too. Often the denials come first. He lists them second. In his case, the denials come in the form of being honest about how we came to be how we are. Where were we lacking that light that we turned toward it and we started getting bent? Where did we get gnarled? Why did we grow into what we are today? And much of that stems back to our childhood and just being kind of brutally honest with ourselves. I could look at my own life and my childhood and say, I was born the youngest of 4 siblings, and the gap was almost 5 years between me and my next sibling. So as that youngest child, as siblings would do, when I would start to contribute things, my 3 oldest siblings would be like, you don't know anything. They were years ahead of me in school. They knew so much more. It was very much the, you should be seen and not heard. And I mean that lovingly. I adore my siblings. It's a natural thing. You have this younger voice that is less learned, and so they wanted to take center stage and just have me learn from them. I learned to be a good listener because of that. There's benefit to that. However, it also means that sometimes when I need to speak, there's a hesitancy. There's something in me that still holds on to that. And so that's something I need to let go of. I need to be able to look at that and go, I see why that came to be. It doesn't serve me as an adult to have that hesitancy. Being a good listener serves me. Hesitancy to speak up when I need to does not. So I need to be able to assert myself whenever I need to. So I can deny that I need to hold back, deny that anybody has a right to speak more than I do, while affirming those other positive qualities about myself. I think this is something that we can all do. I think this is something we all need to do. Some of you have done this kind of work for years, and that's great. And you may be like, Ed, I'm so far ahead of this. Awesome. I also know enough of spiritual experiences to know that we tend to backslide as well. So if you've done this work before, I recommend doing it again. Dig deeper. Find where you still need to overcome things. We can engage in our higher self, engage with that divine mind, and move forward from wherever we are. Neil Donald Walsh, the author of Conversations with God, sends out regular emails. I tend to get them. And he sent one that included a Hebrew proverb that I found very worthwhile for me. So I'll share it. It's very short. It simply says that he who eats till he is sick must fast till he is well. So obviously this isn't really about food. You can look at it as food. But we feast on negative thoughts so much that it makes us sick. Sometimes physically sick, sometimes mentally sick, sometimes spiritually sick. Those negative thoughts that we've been feasting on for so long, we have to fast from those, and that's hard. These methods above, the denials and the affirmations, are methods to help us do that, to put those thoughts aside, the thoughts that we allowed in our mind, to take those and get them back out. And it is harder in the beginning, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Whether or not you agreed with her politics, Margaret Thatcher has a lovely, lovely saying that says, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habit. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. And it starts with our thoughts. Again, this is nothing new to Unity, folks. We know how powerful thoughts are. And we are in charge of our thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the one that is observing what you're thinking. Your mind is working at one level, but there's part of your awareness, that divine awareness that is going, oh, I see myself thinking that. I can change that. And it is up to each of us to make that change. When I do my own personal affirmations, I have a lengthy list of affirmations that I use with some frequency, and I end them with the phrase, I am humble, yet I am beneath no one. Because both of those things to me are very important. I never want to be someone who comes across as thinking myself loftier than anyone else in this world, but at the same time, I cannot allow anyone else to make me feel that they are above me. We are all humans. We are all children of God. No one outranks you as a child of God, and you do not outrank anyone else. There's a beautiful song, which we're not singing today, but I do want to touch on the lyrics of it. The lyrics are by Libby Roderick, and this is a song that we use whenever we have new members being inducted. So it is familiar to many of you. The lyrics say, how could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Please know that you are greater than your problems, always. And you are less than no one, no matter what they say, no matter what you tell yourself, no matter how you feel, you are not less than. And you are equal to the life that God has given you to lead. Whatever path that is, it is yours to lead, and you are up to that challenge. Please think on those things as we move forward into meditation. Today's meditation will be just a little bit different than some, but I want you to go ahead and prepare so you can close your eyes or lower your gaze, keep your feet flat on the floor, have your hands in your lap, palms up, ready to receive. Take a nice deep breath in through your heart center and let that out. Continue breathing deeply as you listen. Thomas is going to be singing a familiar song to almost all of us, but I want you to hear it with new ears. I want you to hear this song as the voice of the divine whispering in your ear, singing directly to you, because this is who you are.
You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? everything I hope for. You're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. You are so wonderful to me. You are so wonderful to me. Can't you see? You're everything I hope for. You're everything I need. You are so wonderful to me. Such joy and happiness you bring, such joy and happiness you bring, like a dream, a guiding light that shines in the night. Your heaven's gift to me. You are so